A day after Prime Minister Narendra Modi admitted that economic growth had not been very encouraging, the opposition leader Rahul Gandhi exhorted the government to work towards creating more job opportunities. The debate on employment and GDP growth assumes significance as Prime Minister Modi-led government has completed more than 3 years of its 5-year tenure.
साथियों, ये बात सही है कि पिछले 3 वर्षों में 7.5% की औसत ग्रोथ हासिल करने के बाद इस वर्ष अप्रैल जून की तिमाही में जीडीपी ग्रोथ में कमी दर्ज की गई है। हम इसका इनकार नहीं करते, लेकिन ये बात भी उतनी ही सही है कि सरकार इस ट्रेंड को रिवर्स करने के लिए पूरी तरह से प्रतिबद्ध है, क्षमतावान है, हम फैसले लेने के लिए तैयार हैं।
India produces today under Mr. Narendra Modi's Make in India, Stand Up India, Start-up India programs 450 jobs. Every single day 30,000 new youngsters come into the job market. I have not even mentioned unemployed youngsters. This is a crisis. Mr. Narendra Modi should accept that there is a crisis, and Mr. Narendra Modi should start working to resolve this crisis instead of panicking and making excuses.
All right, joining me to discuss the story is WION's own Karthike Sharma. Karthike, good to have you on WION. What do you make of this tug of war, as it were, between the main BJP and the opposition Congress party, especially in light of Prime Minister Modi's remarks yesterday? Has he been able to convince the opposition and the people at large?
Thank you, Ramesh. You see, this is the biggest story from India, because what is happening is that the debate on economy has become the primary focus. And it is not about Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi. Even as we speak right now, the Prime Minister of India is having an unscheduled meeting with the Finance Minister Arun Jaitley and the BJP President Amit Shah. And the rumor and the talk is that they are at the anvil of announcing something substantial on the economic policy. So as we talk, Prime Minister is having a meeting with Amit Shah. Prime Minister is meeting Arun Jaitley. It is an unscheduled meeting. So if you see the larger rubric in terms of what Prime Minister announced and said yesterday, what Arun Jaitley is going to say at 7:15 today at the India Economic Summit, what Piyush Goyal said in the afternoon, I think economy has become a debate in India. And this is after a long time. Generally, economy gets somehow countervailed under the political narrative. But after a lot of time, after I would say 1990, 91, 92, economy has taken over as a narrative, and around which the larger political debate in India is taking place. And it is for this reason that the Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi, spoke yesterday. Arun Jaitley is expected to speak at 7:15 p.m. today. There are a number of meetings which have taken place. Bibek Debroy has been appointed part of the Economic Advisory Council. Certain bodies have been rejigged. And that's the reason why Amit Shah had to cut short his trip, and he's meeting the Prime Minister. And Mr. Gandhi can make his statements, but I see the story around one fact. Economy has become an issue, and around which the political debate has set in India. One has to see whether opposition parties have political wherewithal to carry the debate till 2019 Lok Sabha elections. Because, these discussions can be very premature. As you would know, Ramesh, that if there is a win of Bharatiya Janata Party in both Himachal Pradesh and the state of Gujarat, then suddenly the momentum is lost. So everything depends on that.
Indeed, and since you mentioned the forthcoming assembly elections, Karthike, is the government at risk of losing the battle for optics, the perception index, as it were?
Well, you see, there are two things. Assembly elections in India are always different from national elections. Sometimes national issues dominate assemblies. But the problem here is, or I would say the issue here is, that the Congress is not matched to the electoral machinery of Bharatiya Janata Party in Himachal Pradesh. Now, when we come to Gujarat, even today, despite so much of social agitation, the advantages with Bharatiya Janata Party, and I really don't want to get into the nitty-gritties of caste dynamics of Kshatriyas or the Kohlis or the Patels and all that, we have to understand that the BJP in itself commands a larger vote, and Congress has not been able to differentiate itself economically and culturally from Bharatiya Janata Party in Gujarat. There is no difference. So generally it is treated like a B team. So unless and until that differentiation takes place, I don't think they'll be able to make the dent despite everything. But the bottom line being, The debate is not political in India, it has become economic in nature or centered around the economy.
All right, thank you so much, Karthikeya, for your input. That was WION's Karthikeya Sharma with all the latest.